Hello, this is Downtown Hangout. Thanks for joining us. This podcast is aimed at gay women over the age of 50 and their attractive female friends. Brought to you by me, Taylor, and my best mate, Cath. We put the world to rights over a large drink and a good old natter. We hope you enjoy it.
I need no purpose. I'm looking for so much more. Don't leave me
Matey!
Now, I have to say, this is how professional I am. There may be a knock at my door at some point because my meat delivery from the local farm shop, Craggy's farm shop, was meant to be here before 4 o'clock and it hasn't arrived. So Mr. Craggy might be knocking on my door.
Well, maybe we could get Mr. Craggy in to join us.
On our podcast. It's sad afternoon. The news has just, this is obviously going to date our podcast when we're recording, but just about 45 minutes ago, it was announced that David Soul has died.
I know, and it's so sad. I used to love David Soul.
He was
Starsky
such
and Hutch.
a part of my childhood,
Me
Starsky and
too.
Hutch. And I think I still like Funky Cardigans because of that show.
Yeah, I never got one of those funky cardigans, and I always wish that I had. Car, I always wanted to get in and out of my mum's Wolsey Hornet car through the window rather than use the door because of them.
Yes. Just brilliant. Just a brilliant show. I loved his music as well. There's no denying that. I know he got a bit of a bad rap at one point because he was involved with domestic abuse, and I think his popularity went down a little bit at one point, but I think he sorted all of that out, and I think he was a bit of a boozer as well at one point.
Yeah, I think he was.
But hey, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking that.
So if I had a glass of alcohol right now, I would raise it and say, rest in peace, Mr. David Soul.
Rest in peace, David Soul. I'll do the same with my coffee here, but
yes,
I'll probably have a drink later because dry January isn't really happening.
Oh, fuck, it's so not happening for me.
God,
I tell you.
No chance.
I must say, last year I bought some sulfite-free organic wine, different bottles.
Oh, yeah.
And for my sister, actually, my sister bought it back for Christmas. It's like,
oh, no.
I'm not going to drink this. Do you want it? So I cracked.
Done the rounds.
Some of them we had over Christmas, and they were really, really nice. However, one of them is so rank, I've had to pour it away. That's an organic one. It's organic, sulfite-free. It was a Tempranillo, but it just was horrible. So there you go. So I've cracked open the nice organic wine that you had last month from Waitrose.
Oh, that is good. We've still
Terra,
got a bottle
whatever
left.
It's called.
Yes, it's very drinkable, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. Oh my gosh.
It's a nice little New Year wine.
I defy anyone just to have one glass. It's impossible.
Yeah. I've still got a bottle of that left, so I think that may have to be cracked open later.
Yes. Well, I was hoping to have that glass with some nice food tonight, but now Mr. Craggy hasn't rocked up. I don't know what I'm going to eat.
What time does Mr. Craggy finish his deliveries?
Well, 4 o'clock apparently.
Oh shit! Okay, it's 4:03.
Yes.
So, are there any potholes or flooding or anything that may be sort of stopping them getting to you at this time?
I must admit, I don't know how Hebden Bridge hasn't been washed away with the weather that we've had.
Hackney Wick was flooded apparently yesterday.
Fucking hell, the rain. It has been like living in Seven, the film Seven, constantly, where it's just raining 24/7. It has. I think today it stopped raining for the first time in about 15 days. And I'm not exaggerating.
Oh my God. So it's put the flood defences to its test.
Yes, completely. And they've seemingly worked.
That's good. God follows businesses.
But yeah.
It's just relentless, isn't it? I think the next couple of days it may be a bit brighter. I don't mind it being cold. I just want to see a bit of sun.
Well, that's the thing. Because it's been so wet and rainy, it hasn't been as cold as it usually is up here. So, because usually I'm bloody freezing without my
Yeah.
heating
Oh
on.
yeah. Usually it's snow at this time of year, isn't it? I think that's
Yeah.
when we camp at some
So
point.
it's a
Yeah,
lot
nice.
warmer than it has been. Because I'm only in my beanie hat with a sweatshirt at the moment. I'm usually in a whole full snowboarding gear in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So,
Without the ski, without snowboard on your feet.
no, exactly. Now, I am looking out the window while I'm recording this as well, just so I don't miss Mr. Craggy if he does deliver.
Has he been to you before, so he knows exactly where he's going?
He has been here before, yes.
Okay.
But he's never been late before.
That's a bit worrying, but maybe it's Friday. Maybe it's just Friday's a bit of a Friday rush on at the shop.
Maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it's Friday. Friday rush.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be
Always
right up
puts a bit
the swanny
sour.
if he doesn't come, because I'm making smash burgers on Sunday with Lily.
Oh, nice.
Yes, that was her request. So I've got some decent meat coming, so we can grind it and make smash burgers.
Nice. Oh, that
Yes.
sounds lovely.
Yes. So
Beef or pork?
beef,
Beef. Nice.
100% beef.
Okay.
Yes. And that's the
Oh.
thing about grinding it yourself. You know exactly what's going in it, which is just pure meat. I'll never forget my cousin, who we called Babe. His name was Ray, but we called him Babe. He worked at a butcher's shop years ago, and he was making sausages, and he ground the top of his thumb off,
Oh.
and it went into the sausage.
Oh, no. Did he dispatch that batch, or did he just forget about it?
I think
just
that
sent
sausage
it through.
meat, that sausage went off. I think it was,
Wow.
in Richmond, and somebody in Richmond would have eaten Cousin Babe's thumb with their mash and mustard.
Oh my God. Okay.
So
well, as you say, you're
you
doing
never
it
know what you're
yourself.
getting. That's the thing. You never know what you're getting. I learned that lesson then.
That's a stark reminder to make your own.
Yes. So I won't ask you how Christmas was and New Year was, because that's going to be really boring for the listeners. So
It will be.
we'll just ignore all the festivities unless
Yes.
there's anything
So
really
here
relevant.
we are in. No, only some nice bars and restaurants I went to. Really.
Oh, well, then that's very relevant. Do tell.
Are relevant. One, which I think it was on New Year's Eve. Did we go on there? Yes, it was on New Year's Eve. You'll know the old Star Bar.
Oh, indeed. We used
The
to
old
go there
Star
a
Bar.
fair bit back in the day.
We went there so often, and it was a great night, and it was always packed. And in the daytime, it was a greasy spoon, wasn't it? That the lady who ran it, her dad ran it in the day, and she ran it with a smile on her face in the evening.
Julia. Her name was Julia. I remember her well.
And then remember, you used to have a staircase right in the middle of it.
I hated going down there after a few drinks. It's like, will I fall to my death in the spiral staircase going for a pee?
In that dungeon area. Well, it's gone now. There is no staircase there. Well, there is a staircase, but it's right at the back. It's been reconfigured.
Oh, wow.
And it's really posh downstairs. I went downstairs to the loo, which is a lot nicer than it used to be nowadays. And to the side of that, there's a little gin. Well, it's a gin bar upstairs. Gin and just general bar upstairs. It's just dedicated to gin.
Very nice.
And it's really nice.
But not a lezzer bar anymore. It's just
No. Very, very straight.
Are there any lezzer bars anymore? We continue with this question. Just the she
one.
Bar. Okay.
Yeah, I've not come across any others, but I did come across, which is a testament to how many gay bars, lesbian bars have closed, a copy of G3. Do you remember that?
That takes me back. So that used to be free, didn't it, in all the bars?
It used to be free, and I a copy of Hello magazine with Posh and Bex's wedding was a copy of G3 that I'd also kept. From
you kept Hello magazine with Posh and Beck's wedding?
I know. I have no idea why.
Wow.
I have no idea, but it's in the loft.
That must be worth at least £3.
It maybe a bit less because the cover is scrunched up. I've got no idea, but I thought I'm not going to throw it away now. I've had it since the 90s, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Don't know why I kept that. I've got no idea. But alongside that, I kept this G3, and I'm so glad I did, because it just lists all of the bars that used to be open in those days, and there were so many and so many nights that went on.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was great, and I just thought, oh, now there's only one. So where does everybody go? Maybe no. I don't know.
There used to be a real sense of community, didn't there, with all of this in Soho and London and G3 and all Pink Paper even, I think. And I don't know. I just feel that that's lacking now. Maybe it's just because I'm old.
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't think even though we are old, I think that they're not there anyway. I love the little tagline for Shine. Did you ever go to Shine at Cynthia's on Tooley Street? I never did. But
ring a bell with me.
The tagline said, "Pucker up and have your lipstick ready to meet some of the sweetest chicks in London at the club where the music is not the only thing to go down." There we go.
Amazing.
Vodka shots, £2.
Oh my God.
And then there was an article in there entitled "Bar Wenches." Yeah. And the bar wench of April 2002 was Emma from Tongue Lashing.
Tongue lashing. I don't know that, but I wish I did. Did we speak about the Well Bar?
The Well Bar. We did speak about the Well Bar.
That was a pop-up, wasn't it? It wasn't an actual...
It was. There were quite a few pop-ups in those days. There were Liquid, which I've seen here, at Bar Med in Finsbury Square. Don't remember. Or maybe I do. That Liquid Lounge. Vesper Lounge, of course, which is upstairs.
We
opposite
know that well. Vesper Lounge, absolutely.
100% Babe at Rathbone Place.
I think they used to do late nights on a Sunday night or something, some clubby night.
Yes, I think they did. But I don't know anything in here about the Wow Bar, but it definitely was. I think it was in
I remember meeting
Square.
Pat Butcher. I met Pam St Clements once at the Well Bar, and she was very well spoken, and she was wearing blue eyeshadow.
Oh, did she have massive earrings?
She did. Have you met her?
No. But I hear she used to go to Ace of Clubs quite a lot as well. She was on the scene, wasn't she?
See, I never went to the Ace of Clubs. I would go out and get off my head with the boys at various hardcore clubby places.
That was a bit tame for you, I think. There was Glammed Up at the Ghetto, which was behind the Astoria.
Yes,
I do
the Ghetto was
that.
brilliant. Wig Out, I think, was possibly there as well, but that was such a good night.
That was that. I mean, it's all been knocked down now, unfortunately. So I just remember that door and the bars the toilets was flooded.
Ooh, you sound like you dropped out there. The toilets always flooded, you say?
Yeah, there was kind of flooded. But other than that, it was great. Yeah, those were the days.
They were the days. Guys, so tell me about the bars you went to over Christmas.
So that was the Star Bar, which is now called the Hat Tavern. It's run by the chain, the Fog's Gin Bar.
Okay.
And the restaurant I went to, which is next door to Balance on Oakhampton Street, is called 64 Oakhampton Street, which is a lovely Italian restaurant.
Okay.
I recommend that. The food was delicious. People were really friendly in there. And we went for a cocktail next door at the Admiral Duncan.
Oh my God,
and
okay.
My match collection, it had a box of matches.
Oh wow.
Which you don't see anymore. So I've added that
been to the Admiral Duncan for years.
Yeah, it's always quite friendly, isn't it?
I'm surprised they make cocktails in there. Used to be.
No, they did. When they say make cocktails, they pour them out of a tap. There's no actual cocktail shaker involved. It's just a click of the pump thing, and it just pours it out. And they put a bit of decoration on top. But that was nice.
Very good.
I'm just trying to get round, because with it being dry or not dry January in our case,
it's wet. It's very wet January.
Very wet January in all respects. And because the pubs need us. So don't stop going to your local pub or any pubs in January, because they desperately
need us, don't they? So
our custom. So last night I went to, because I'm trying to get around some independent pubs. Thanks to that list when you took Fee and I to the Nelsons.
Yes.
And we found that list on the wall of the pub,
yes,
which had independent pubs in London. So I'm trying to make my way around a few of those. Well, a lot of those.
Very good. So you must keep let us know
So
where you
keeping
go.
tab. Last night I went to the Smugglers Tavern on Warren Street, which is one of the independents, and it was packed, which is really.
That's very good. So when it's independent, is that independent brewery? It's not some big
They're
chain.
just they're not part of a brewery. They're all part of a big. They're just like an independent shop. It's just one person independently run, so they're quite
Excellent.
flexible with the kind of beers that they've got. So they're not dictated by a brewery as to what beers that they have to sell. So they had a really nice range of beers there, and they did have some non-alcoholic options such as Lucky Saint on tap for those who wanted to have a dry January. But yeah, we're not stopping going to any pubs, are we?
No, not
What
at
about
all.
you? Are you going to keep the Fox and Goose going?
Yes, I was in the Fox and Goose the other night. Actually, had a nice late afternoon, I should say. It was rather lovely. I'm certainly going to have a little vino indoors tonight. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's got to be done.
I think I might have to call Mr. Craggy soon to see where he is.
Yeah, 1616.
Dear me. So,
Oh,
what have you been watching? I tried watching that US soccer Women's World Cup documentary.
under pressure.
Just
Well, I watched the first. I watched the first one today. I don't know how many. Do you know how many episodes there are?
I gave
The
up.
long one thing.
I can listen to Alex Morgan a lot. I really like her. However, I just find the rest of that squad really irritating.
I just found it a little bit boring, to be honest.
I've tried watching it 3 times.
Have you? Okay.
And it's like, okay, I'm only on about into 10 minutes of the second episode. It's like, this is not working.
Do you think that maybe, because they start obviously with the fact that they didn't win the World Cup and they've gone back to the whole run-up of the World Cup.
Yeah,
I'm probably hoping that it was, but it just felt a bit flat.
It is. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It is a bit flat, but also they're just not particularly endearing people.
No, Alex Morgan, as you say, very much.
And yeah,
but
she's
it was just a bit. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I was expecting something a bit more interesting.
Although I think you're right, because basically that tennis. What was the tennis series a year ago? Breaking Point.
Break Point.
So that's returning in a couple of weeks for season 2. But basically, those tennis players. I really enjoyed that too. Some of those tennis players aren't particularly endearing either. However, it was really watchable, and even if I didn't like the tennis player, I was really engrossed. Whereas this just is flat. You're right. It's a bit dull.
Yeah, it is. And I was, when you told me about it, I thought this, when you said it was on, I thought it was going to be really good. But I don't know. I may give it another go. The next episode.
Yes.
But I was watching that Boris Becker one on Apple the other day. I think it's the world versus Boris Becker, and that's how a really interesting documentary. But I was a massive Boris Becker fan, so I don't know whether.
Me too. I love tennis, but I couldn't even tell you who's top 5 seeds anymore. I couldn't even pronounce their names either if I tried. It's
well, looking at the Australian Open, which will be if we're able to watch it, because I'm not quite sure if it's on Sky Sports or Amazon Prime. Sometimes they have sports.
Okay.
And because I was looking into what pubs would be showing it, and because of the time difference, I've got a feeling it may be a bit tricky to find a pub that is going to be showing. Iga Swiatek, she seems to be the top seed at the Ladbrokes odds. She's 5-2, and Sabalenka, who's my favourite, she's 4-1.
What about Jabeur? How is Jabeur?
Jabeur, well, she is actually 14-1.
Gosh, that's a good bet.
Yeah. It's weird because there's the Ladbrokes odds go from 5-2 Swiatek, and they got Sabalenka 4-1, Coco Gauff 7-1, same with Rebekina, and then it kind of shoots up to Jabeur 14-1, and then Raducanu's 40-1.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to do particularly well. I'll be honest with you.
No, but you could always put a bet on Julie Niemer. She's 150-1. I never know so.
Wow.
But it's just like it's almost like there's a few at the top, and then the odds go way high.
Very good, very good.
Sunday. I mean, I'd love Chabert to do really well. I don't know, maybe she'd slip down if she's the odds are 14-1 on her. But
Just going back to Boris Becker, he was such a big superstar. I think we
He
forget. He
was.
was just so 17 years old when he was a wild card and won Wimbledon.
Yeah.
That was so incredible.
And then he won. I think he won the year after as well. Didn't he? He won twice in a row. I think he's won 3 times in total.
And then,
It's absolutely massive.
and presumably that documentary covers where he went downhill a bit and everything seemed to fall apart.
It starts starts right at the it starts right at the beginning where he was playing matches when he was about 8, and there's some footage of him and Steffi Graf playing against each other when they're about 11, around the same age. So, but I just saw the good bit, which is called the Triumph, the first episode, and the next one is a disaster, so it's going to go downhill. But he's actually interviewed 2 days before he's sentenced, so
God.
he's you can imagine.
I'm gonna have to watch this. I think the last documentary I watched, and it's not sports related, but it is sort of a little bit gay related because she's such an icon. Dolly Parton, in her own words, on Channel 5.
Oh, wow.
So yes, so I worked on that.
That was fantastic.
It was. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think she came across really, really well. I think
He did. She's such an idol. I love the footage when she was in London.
Yeah, wasn't that brilliant? Absolutely brilliant.
I'd never seen I hadn't seen pretty much any of the footage before, to be honest, but it was brilliant. It was so well put together.
Glad you enjoyed that.
I'm glad you enjoyed it as well, because having worked on it, you're probably a bit sick of it, but
Yes, but then just watching it on the TV is very
it's very
different.
satisfying. It was so good. It was very well received.
I'd had a few glasses of wine at that point when I was watching it anyway, so it's like, it's all
Well, you could at that point
very
put
chilled.
work into it.
So let's think. You had a really good pint of Guinness at the Devonshire.
I did. Love the Devonshire.
Okay. That's really busy, isn't it? It's not a place to go unless you book ahead, I think.
The pub is really, when I went there, it was absolutely packed. And upstairs, the restaurant, which I really want to go to, it's been booked out. They seem to be seeing on Instagram or maybe their website when the bookings are opening.
Amazing.
For a certain period of time. But they've got quite a limited menu, which is done really well. Langoustines and their steaks and their roast dinners are supposed to be Sunday roast. Fantastic. So we'll get there. But so far, I've only had a pint of Guinness there and a packet of Tingles crisps.
Oh, very nice.
But I hope
Irish, aren't they?
that's
They're the Irish crisps. Is that right?
yeah,
Yeah.
they're the best. They're a bit like gold.
Oh, have you broken up then? What did you say, matey?
Am I there?
Yeah.
They're a bit like Golden Wonder.
Ah, okay. Yes, you broke off.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope
Proper crisps.
proper crisps. Now, I'm just looking at your list of notes you sent me. Listeners, we actually send notes to each other. I know we sound like we don't do any prep whatsoever, but we try to. I noticed I guess it's from the small ads in G3 magazine, you mentioned Shirley's Removals, which made me roar with laughter. So basically, Shirley's Removals...
And June's Removals.
I don't remember June's at all, but Shirley's, well, my ex-partner hired Shirley's Removals when she moved from A to B in London. Basically, I'd never forget this woman just walking into the back garden and picking up the bird, what do you call it, with a bird drink? Little concrete stand with a bowl, a little bird table kind of thing.
Bird bath.
Yeah, bird bath. And the day before, I was trying to move it, and I couldn't even move it a centimetre with all my strength. Trying to move it, couldn't move it whatsoever. And this woman just strolled in and then just picked it up and took it. And I will never forget that as long as I live. They impressed me so much. I actually wrote a comedy show called Leslie's Removals based on them, which I'd love to get off the ground one day.
I think it would be really popular.
In a weird way, and again, this is completely unscripted, I wrote that with Pam St. Clemens in mind to play Leslie. Leslie's Removals. She'd have a little roll up in her mouth, driving the cab.
Those earrings. I thought we were so... I'm sure she'd be for that. Well, I've seen her on TV for a while.
No, I haven't seen her for ages. Now,
Oh,
matey,
she's
I
waiting
can
for
see
the
a
script.
man. I can see a man walking up. Is it Mr. Craggy?
Gotta be. Does he have meat in his hand?
Oh no, it's
so
two
to speak?
people. It's not Mr. Craggy.
Oh no! Oh wait.
What's going to
Vickie
happen?
Allen.
What am I going to eat tonight?
Sure. Leslie's removals.
Yeah.
So have you Did you start writing as?
I don't. I very much doubt that if they're still going, Shirley's removals. But they were such a blast from the past. I guess it would be like early 2000s.
Yeah, well, it was 2002.
2002, the magazine. Yeah.
And there's details of an escort agency. And the wanted section said, ladies required for a new escort agent that deals strictly with the escorting of discerning ladies.
That would be like a dream job. Getting
I
paid,
know, really.
getting paid to date women.
Yeah. And I guess you probably could get taken out for dinner, I suppose.
And then, you know,
But yeah,
Bob's your uncle kind of thing.
yeah.
Very nice. I think we need to look into this more as a bit of a feature. I think that's very, very interesting. Maybe a listener, one of our listeners, maybe she was part of that escort agency. What was it called, matey?
Let's see if it's actually got the name of the escort agent. It's got wanted in big red letters, wanted, and it just said, please ring Vickie on this particular number between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. for an application form. If you ring outside of these times, please leave your message service.
We've got to track down Vickie. Where is she now?
The name of the agency just says wanted. Applicants must be well presented, reliable.
Gosh.
Okay.
What a dream job.
Getting crazy, and everything seems hazy.
Quirky fact. So what's your quirky fact for this episode of the podcast?
That the Mayflower pub is the only place where you can buy American stamps.
American what?
Stamps.
Stamps?
It doubles as the post office.
No.
The pub, the Mayflower in Rotherhithe, which is one of my favourite pubs.
I don't know. I've never been there.
Oh, it's where the Mayflower boat set off in the 16th century, I think.
Oh wow!
It used to double up as a post office for the convenience of local sailors, and it is still possible to buy American stamps at the pub.
That's amazing.
The US connection, it's where in 1620, where the Mayflower shipped 65 passengers en route to America. The seafarers used to go there and rather than spend their time into the towns to buy sailors, you'd be able to buy stamps at the pub while they have beer.
That is amazing.
But it's still a place where you can buy US stamps at the bar.
That is a really good quirky fact, matey. Well done. Put you on the spot and you came up trumps there.
Who knew?
Very, very good.
Yeah, there's a few quirky facts about pubs in that area.
I need a new purpose. I'm looking for so much more. Don't leave me here searching. You're just what I'm longing for. When times are getting
Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. We hope you subscribe. You can also find us on YouTube. Not that we've posted a lot yet, but Downtown Hangout YouTube channel. And we're on Instagram under Downtown Hangout London. Take it easy, and we look forward to chatting with you again. And a quick update for you: Mr. Craggy's arrived with a delivery at 6:30 that night. Take it easy. Ciao.
Your words speak much louder than all my fears. Sometimes I just wanna disappear.